After talking with some of my teammates about college debt or student loan debt and how to reduce it, um, some of my most profound takeaways, I think, were the effects and influence of an individual's background um, and how they grew up and how that formulates their thoughts on finances and budgeting now as a 20 to 23-year-old. I think people who grew up not needing to have a job or having to provide for or kind of being able to have their parents provide for them. I saw some who were still you could tell that they definitely learned the value of the dollar, but I think there's others that um, didn't have that appreciation necessarily. Um, but it was interesting to see how each person's background affected their outlook on student debt and debt in general. I think this generation and just based on hearing the thoughts of my teammates, this generation definitely has a different view on student debt than past generations. I think our parents, in terms of our age group, our parents paid off debt as fast as they could because that was the thing to do. You paid off debt, you got rid of it, and you worked to be financially free. But I think with the potential of student loan forgiveness and different things, this generation has become more, I guess, not as scared of debt, which I think is dangerous because um, debt doesn't go away unless you die. Um, but I think really what was so interesting was that I think everyone was stressed, frustrated, upset with universities that continue to increase tuition costs. Even one student or one teammate mentioned um, how large the endowments are at some of these bigger universities. I mean, millions and billions of dollars, yet they raise tuition costs every year. And they use the example of UW-Madison. Um, but the problem is all of my teammates that mentioned things about the university kind of felt helpless, as in, what could we as mere students do to affect change? But I do think all of my teammates felt as though um, there is importance and um, credibility from being able to learn about budgeting and finance and being able to pay down debt and loans because even if you don't have a lot of student loans, um, you're going to have to pay down debt most likely, whether it be a car, a house, whatever it may be. There will be debt later on in life, which is an important uh, lesson and skill to learn in terms of budgeting your money. So I do think it was interesting in learning how to define the true problem, which I think is a lot of students don't know the gravity of how quickly debt can pile up and how important it is to start budgeting early and often and paying down loans early if you can and working through college if you can to be able to pay those down. I think creating a platform or social media or podcast or whatever it may be that gives students knowledge would be extremely helpful.